Your reality is keeping you broke. And you're not stuck. You are programmed that way. But you can always change it. Your personality creates your personal reality. And your personality is just memorized emotions.
The flame is flaming hot. I stopped people blazing. Now started making music and started to.
Hi, welcome back to All in Manifestation Podcast. I'm All in Quinn, your host. And in today's episode, we are digging deep into how to reprogram your subconscious mind and how do you change your reality and your personality of identity so then you can create the life that you absolutely deserve and desire. And all in manifestation, all of the things that we're talking about and the way that we approach to life and what we perceive other people is all in manifestation to your reality. That's why I named this podcast All in Manifestation, because everything that we do, everything that we absorb is all in manifestation. So I'm gonna break this into segments, and before we get into it, I just want to let you know that I'm so proud of you. This is Valentine's Day, and hopefully you guys had a very great Valentine's last week or whenever you're watching this, and I am super grateful that you're here, because by you clicking this episode, by you listening to this podcast episode, you are changing your life from within, and I'm super proud. Also, this is going to be a series in the next 6 months, so stay tuned for the next episode. Alright, let's get on to it. Okay, segment 1. Why you keep manifesting the same reality. This is a scientific background, and then this is referenced by Dr. Joe Dispenza. My core idea is you don't attract what you want, you attract who you are and what you are emotionally addicted to, which is like most of the things that we always tolerate and what we have gone through in the past, that it goes on and on and on, and we just don't know why. It's just keep on happening, but we really actually don't want it to happen. So repeated thoughts is strengthen neural pathways in your brain. Because the more that you do it, the more you know how to do it. The more you feel like that, the more you know how to feel like that, more and more and more in every aspect of your life. It's like when you're a kid, right? When you're in kindergarten, you're learning how to read, you're learning how to write, and like, oh, I can't do this, like, da da da. And the teacher's like, well, the more you do, the more you practice. Failure makes practice. Failure makes learning. Come do it again. Like, you can do it. Repetition, practice makes perfect, or whatever they're saying. There's no perfection, but like, you know. And it's the same thing as like your nervous system regulation, the feeling and the emotion of the things, the subject, the person, the thoughts of whatever happened in the past, even though this is a new experience, a new programming, a new plot twist, a new cast members in your life. Like, you feel like this is gonna be a great, like, new stages of your life. You're still going to repeat that if you don't heal and if you don't recognize or become conscious of what you are going to create. Okay? The brain would rather be familiar than being successful. And it's not their fault, it's not your fault, but it is your fault if you don't change. That's why you're clicking on this episode. Okay, number 2, the body as the subconscious mind. So 95% of behaviors are subconscious. The way that I talk like this, the way that I speak to you guys like this, the way that I'm thinking right now, and the way that I like explain things to you is subconscious because it instilled, embodied within me. And 5% are, oh, I am conscious that like I am actually talking to a camera and like you guys behind the camera, and like I am in my room, I am writing, so it's more like an action thing. But like 95% is like my assumption towards my neighbors, my assumptions towards what you think of me when I'm talking like this, or like about this, or what I'm doing right now. I'm putting myself out, being seen out there on YouTube, on, you know, podcast episodes, right? That is 95%. And you can't really like become conscious unless you make your unconsciousness conscious. if you get what I mean. Like, that's what Dr. Dispenza always say, like, oh, like, be conscious over what is unconscious, and then you definitely can, you know, control your life and see what you can change within it. And that's what it is. So when you feel the same emotion daily, like stress, lack, rejection, over and over and over again, your body memorizes that emotion. It turns into like a nervous system, right? And the body becomes the mind. So think about this. Like, my ex was a person that has social anxiety. I'm not discarding any people that has social anxiety, obviously, but like, you can break that pattern. Because first of all, you're stronger than whatever diagnosis that you have, or whatever the doctor said, whatever your old self said. Your old self is literally a day yesterday, or like an hour ago. That's like your old self. Like, right now you focus on the present self and you focus on the future, okay? And number two, God is so much stronger and he's more powerful because he made this entire universe, this like earth, like your life, just for you, okay? And like what Jesus says too, like, be careful of your mouth. Like, what words you speak, it can come true, and it is, okay? So then, like, he would keep on saying that, like, I have social anxiety, and then he attracts that experiences more. And sometimes I ask him, like, what triggers it? And he's like, I don't know. It's just something. And then my body starts to shake. Yes. Like, your body becomes the mind because you think about the things that, I don't know, subconscious. It's 95% of your behaviors are subconscious. And, you know, have you ever met someone who's like so negative and like have a victim mindset over themselves and like would talk about it to you? I'm like, hey, are you like judging me right now? I'm sorry. Everything that I said is probably like so hard and like whatever for you. Like, I'm so sorry. And you're like, oh, it's okay. But like, you feel like your energy is like being drained by that person. That is also the 95% behaviors that are subconscious to them. But also, like, if you met someone who's like, oh my gosh, so cheerful, so polite, so like pleasant to be around, and like, oh my, like, oh, I'm so sorry about that, like, like, how can I help you, like, and then genuinely just like really give you attention because they have so much love inside their body and you feel energized, is because 95% of their behaviors are their habit, it's habit-based processing research. I'm just want to let you know that there's no negative and there's no positive in this, okay? There's no negative and there's no positive around, like, whatever I'm talking about. Your brain doesn't know what positive and negative is. Your brain literally does what it's told to do. It's like, yesterday I thought about my lack, my money problems, my this, my that. Today, I'm gonna choose that again. Oh my gosh, I haven't paid the rent. How am I gonna pay the rent? Like, yes. And then your body became so tired and anxious and it like has a body ache, everything. Like, don't even. Literally, your body says whatever the mind says, but you're in control of your mind because it's yours, and God is in control of your mind. So you have to assess that in your life, knowing that something is not serving you anymore, and put that in that box and be like, okay, what do I not like about my life right now? This, that. Before we continue, please subscribe to my channel and follow my podcast. It is on Apple Podcasts and Spotify Podcasts, All in Manifestation Podcast. And I am super excited that I will be doing this series for the course of 6 months for you to literally identity shift yourself as a woman to become the most magnetic self of your version of self. Back to the episode. So, the scientific anchor in this is basal ganglia. I don't know how to say it, but it's like the habit center of your brain. So emotional conditioning, which is Hebbian learning, it's the neurons that wire together. If you heard about Joe Dispenza, he always says that, like, neurons that fire together, wire together. So like, when you become conscious with the unconscious thing that you do, literally they like create fire and they wire together, because oh my gosh, this one is like, have you seen neurons in your mind, like sparks, and like they fire and they wire together and they connect new memories, connect new habits, connect new pathways in your brain to make a change. your body is running a trauma subscription, you forgot to cancel it. Okay, if that were to explain every single thing that I'm talking about when you're not conscious of your unconsciousness. There you go. Okay, number 3, emotional addiction. It is contains of dopamine and cortisol loop. It's just like, oh my goodness, I feel like this, and like my cortisol is going up because I feel like this, but then like it's dopamine, and then like it's just disaster. It's a literal combination cocktail of disaster, aside from all the peach bellini that I had on Saturday. Okay, that was just for Valentine's Day. Not Friday, not Saturday. This is Saturday for me. Anyways, stress hormones become chemically addictive. You unconsciously recreate situations that match your internal state. And you've learned this from 0 to 7, 7 to 13, maybe the things that you've created in your mid-20s, and it just keeps on going on and on, and it's just like, okay, I'm never gonna get out of this. That's what it is. And you're not spiritually cursed. You're not like God is giving you like a punishment for whatever you have done, or this thing that could happen, or like this thing that like whatever. But it is just, your mind is just neurologically conditioned. It's literally a programming. If you were to think that your mind is a computer, you better think that, because in computers, you know, like I have Mac, and they always ask me like, hey, like, do you want to upgrade your software tonight? Let's do that with Wi-Fi. And I'm like, yeah. And then it like rewires everything and it reprogrammed to a brand new version of their own software itself. And definitely, whatever happens or whatever just happened in the past, you're not manifesting chaos. You're neurologically loyal to it. And shout out to all the Capricorns out there that are so loyal. Virgos and Taurus out there are so loyal to their partners. But your old self, I'm sorry, but you need to cut them off because we're not friends with them. The old Olin can't come to the phone right now. Why? Because she's dead. Anyways, okay, let's move on to the segment 2, which is my favorite part. Personality creates personal reality. So let's break personality into 3 things: thoughts, behaviors, and emotional reactions. If those don't change, your reality can't change. Let's say if thoughts alone doesn't change and behaviors and emotional reactions change, it just can't change. Like, the first thing that you have to do is your thoughts. Like, your thoughts have to change, so then your behaviors and emotional reactions will change. But also, let's say that like thoughts change, your emotional reaction change, but then your behaviors doesn't change. Well, you can't. It just can't, right? Like, your behavior's going to create the thoughts, the same thoughts of what you're doing, and then your emotional reactions will react to your environment. And let's say your emotional reaction doesn't change and thoughts and behaviors are changing. You can't really, because then your thoughts changing, your behaviors changing, but when that trigger hits, your emotional reactions spikes up again. So these 3 need to change. If they don't change, your reality can't change. Okay? Let me explain the predictive processing of your brain here. So, your brain predicts reality based on past memories, filters evidence to match identity, ignores everything that contradicts self-image. In your brain, there is this thing called reticular activating system, RAS, or I said call it Mr. Raz or Mrs. Raz. Over here, if it's not rational to them, it's not going to be like processed. It's like a sifter. Like, oh, this thought has been so important to me. This lack has been so important to me. This money problem has been so important to me. So I shall take it, put it into the processing of my brain, and feel the emotion of how I felt for this past 25 years, for this past 30 years, for this past something years. I'm 25 and a half. So our kids always say that, like, oh, I'm not 3, I'm 3.5. I'm sorry, I'm sidetracked. But anyways, you don't see reality as is. You see it as you are, as you have always been, as you have always, like, okay, your mind is like, okay, that one is normal, I'm just gonna grab it and I'm just put it in my brain and process it and just put it down to my body, my nervous system, my reality, my whatever, and then I only focus on the things that matters, which is the lack, the whatever. Have you ever played this car game with your dad or with your mom, whoever, and then like, okay, we're looking for yellow cars. If you see yellow cars, count them, okay, and like shout, or like let's do like the purple Lamborghini, okay, like if you see purple Lamborghini this week, I'm gonna give you $10, and you're like, oh my gosh, that's a reward. Okay, I'm gonna see purple Lamborghini, and hopefully I see the purple Lamborghini, and then you literally like would see it. You're like, oh my god, that's a yellow cab. Oh my god, that's a yellow car. That's a yellow Urus. Like, that's a, or like, oh, that's a purple Lamborghini over there. Like, that's so cool. And then like, it happens. And wonder why it happens, because you think that's important. There's a reward to it. There's a $10 reward to it, right? But with your brain, it's more like it has been programmed that way, that the reward is that pain that you have within yourself. The reward is like, oh, yes, of course, I always feel this way. This always happens to me. And that's the reward. And that's the call to victim mentality. And that's always going to be your reality that you're going to create, unless you be conscious of your unconscious thoughts. So I'm going to ask you, who would you be without your past story? I need you to get your journal, write it down. I want you to say it. I want you to like write it down. I want you to get your notes app on your phone or your laptop and just type it in. I want you to like really assess, like, who would you be? This is like kind of a tricky question, obviously, but like, who would you be without your past story, without your past traumas that you dislike and don't want to? And like, who would you be? Who would she be? Like, what would she do? What would she wear? How would she talk? And how would she stand? How would she like sit down and like do her makeup and like do her hair? Be that person. Let's cut. I'm moving too fast. Too fast, Olin. Too fast. I want to introduce you to Be Magnetic, TBM. It's a pathway membership which will help you to identify your blocks, find your authentic self, and start manifesting the life you've always dreamed of. They have unlimited classes. They have workshops, monthly manifestation classes. They have challenges throughout the seasons. They have community group, which filled with amazing women over there, which I adore, and so much more. My favorite thing about them is they're backed up by neuroscience, psychology, epigenetics, and energetics. And that is why I actually suggest you to do your inner work with To Be Magnetic. To Be Magnetic will help you as so much as they helped me with my limiting beliefs, find my authentic self, and create 4 of the authentic pillars that you prioritize and what you're setting yourself into, especially coming to this new life that you started. TBM has helped me with my unhealthy dynamics, people-pleasing, codependency, when I struggled to set my boundaries, my resentment, jealousy, and negative thoughts pattern, and absolutely helped me to get out of my unfulfilling career and unhealthy relationships. So if you want to join this journey with me to completely transform your life, you can get 15% off discount on payment plans. They have pay in 12 months or pay in full just by using code OLIN. All in. I just want you guys to know that I am generating an income from this just for 15% commission. It's not that much. It will not increase your payment. It will actually decrease your payment. Honestly, I feel like Lacey's doing this because she is super generous to want to let people know that this work works. It changed my life. I owe my life to this work, and I have made so many accountability buddies that helped me in my journey along the way, and I'm super excited for you to get on with this journey with TBM yourself. Happy manifesting, and let's get back to the episode. Let's move on to segment 3, the identity rebirth. Guys, God died for us. Jesus died for us to pay for all of our sins. And when you say that like you believe and you are with him and you are going through life thinking about him first and involving him in every single ways that you're creating and every single decision that you're making, and you're praying like every day and you're talking to him and spending time with him, and you know that he is your savior and he is the change of your life and the way that he is the light, the way, the truth, and life, right? And when God died for you, and you just remember that, right? When Jesus died for you, that is like the death of your old self. Your old self as in your traumas, your sins as in like whatever you did that causes traumas, whatever they did that causes you trauma, whatever you think or you did that continues that traumas that had happened 10 years ago till right now. That's a sin, because you're not absolutely saying that God has power in my life that could change and transform my life and that could heal me. And well, it's because I don't believe in that. Anyways, I am just going to keep on thinking about my traumas and how much it hurt me and how life could have been without it. And like you have filled yourself with regret and guilt and so much like shame. That is also a sin. Okay? So, ego. That's ego. Your ego is your default mode network. But absolutely, praying to God, meditate on God's word are like the best way to reduces stress, reduces the worries up in the world. I believe so much in meditation since I was 13 years old. When I went to Buddhism school, they taught me how to meditate for the first time, and my grandpa was like pretty sick at the end of my junior high school, and he passed away. And after that, life goes on for about like 3 months, and I had to take a trip to some city, really it's more like a village in Indonesia. I forgot what it's called, but like, oh my god, it's been a long time. But there we like meditate from 6 p.m. till 12 a.m. and we just stay there and see what comes up to us. Say that we give love to our parents, we give love to our neighbors, we give love to our family, friends, and students, give love to our grandparents. And I like saw my grandpa, and it like literally healed me, and hear him talk that like he is very proud of me and he loves me with all his heart, and Jesus wants me to remember that too. And like it enriches me that to keep on meditating. So I am still meditating and I love it. I'm never going to let that go because it literally helps me with my mental health. That's why I want to tie it into neuroscience too, that meditation reduces DMN activities and mystical experiences correlate with reduced self-referencing. I know Andrew Newberg with his brain scans of spiritual states. When the old identity quiets, when you quiet that mind, when you quiet that trauma in your life, you become less predictable. You're like, okay, well, like this usually happens when this happens, but I'm conscious about this unconsciousness. What can I do now? What can I do now? You're gonna be less programmed to that old self, and you're more present and conscious of making new decisions, new behaviors, new thoughts, and new identity and emotional reactions. So I want everyone to know that nervous system regulation plus ego death is the answer to all of it. And for me, praying, reading the Bible, and meditating literally changed my life. And obviously, like, there's ups and downs going through life with Jesus, but I absolutely feel like there's like cheat code, a cheat code to like, okay, I have this problem and I know that I can get out from it by praying, by literally getting up and be like, okay, God, this is my Bible. I want to know, like, what are you going to say to me today? Please, like, let me know. I open it and it's literally, why? It's always, every single time, always this thing that I needed to hear. And if it's not, then I read that and like things starting to happen, and like I still remember that verse and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's what God said last like Tuesday about this. And like I'm more stronger and more consistently progressing into something better instead of like spiraling down and creating my reality for my old versions of selves. So, segment 4, the subconscious autopilot. Your subconscious runs on habits, emotional triggers, self-images, and relationship patterns. That brain efficiency is equal to survival mechanism. So, the 95% that you are running on is your habits that you do, like scrolling, doom scrolling, and that. God, take that away from me. I'm still struggling with that. Your emotional triggers towards some things, like I can't watch Sex and the City. It's just like reminding me of like the dating scene, and it's like, you know, some of my friends were like, oh my gosh, you should watch Sex and the City, like it helps so much with your, like, you know, when you're in your single era. Oh my god, I enjoy being single. Like yesterday, today is Valentine's Day, but like yesterday and on Thursday, I was like having the best time of my life with like 4 of my girls and my best friend. On the next day, like yesterday, like we were painting, overlooking the beach, and like we eat like charcuterie boards. Like I love my girls, and like we love to do stuff, and we love to just have fun without needing to be with someone, and I love that for us, and I'm so happy, literally. Okay, I don't know why, but like I'm just saying to you guys that like I have an emotional trigger towards like Sex and the City, because it's like, oh my gosh, like the dating life is just like, it triggers me because of how I don't want to create new memories, or like there's some things in the world that you can't unsee. I mean, like there's a lot of things, so like I don't want to like watch it and like having, you know, the strengthened neural pathways of like, oh, of course that happens to this Carrie, you know, because like men are like that. Like I don't know, not all men are like that. Not all men are like that. And I love girls that are independent, but I don't like girls that are hating on men too much to the point where that's their own identity, their whole identity. Like, we're not trying to do that, because I've seen so many great men out there that are great husbands and great dads, and I love that for them. So I want to create that for my future. So there you go. Self-image, how you see yourself. Oh my gosh, I'm fat. Oh my gosh, I'm this. I'm not. I'm like, that's 95% of your subconscious mind, and that's how you think that other people perceive you as, and then you show up like that in the world. And your relationship patterns. Last year was my last craziness of like dating, and it was just like, you know, I'm conscious of the things that I upgrading in life and changing in life. So when I was like looking back at like my serious relationships in the past, like last month, 3 of them, that was crazy. I was like, oh, these are different. This one is like this one is like this, and this one is like that. Okay, how do I like add into what I like about them and make it as like the thing that I really like, and make it as the thing that I like wanted my future husband to be like? That's how you become conscious of unconscious thoughts. And so your brain literally don't want growth, it wants familiarity. So then like I reprogram my mind. I become very conscious of what is unconscious in my brain, and I notice things, and when I try things and things just come up to me the way that it would react to me, like I would react to it in the past, and be like, not today, Satan, bye. Like I'm gonna be like, okay, hey, look, this isn't gonna work out, I'm just gonna say bye to you, bye, love you. So segment 5, why most people stay stuck. Why does it feel like death? Like it has to hurt you so much that you have to change. because most of people just need to experience the harshness of life, the harshness of their reality, and they're like, oh my god, like I need to change, I need to do this and that. And like new behavior is hard. It feels like it's unfamiliar. Like, let's say God take you and he put you into like Brazil. Like, why would I be in Brazil? Like, you know, say, like, I don't know how to speak Portuguese. And like, you're like, oh my gosh, the people are different, da, da, da. It's so hard. Like, it's really hard. And you feel like unfamiliarity is like unsafe. And like, oh my goodness, like that means unsafe means like your nervous system activate like threat mode. Like, oh, why are they doing this? Why are they speaking so loud? Like, oh my gosh, I think they're getting mad at me. But like, actually, no, that's just how they talk. Like, they talk like this and they have to express. And like, and the Brazilian loves to like jogar the futebol. Like, they love to play football. And football is on the foot, by the way, not the football. I don't understand American football at all. And obviously you're from, let's say, America, and you're like, what? Football is in your foot? Like, what is that? And then you're like, oh, it's a threat. So like your breakthrough feels like a breakdown. Like you're in your rock bottom to your nervous system. And that's okay. That's totally fine. Because you gotta know, when that happens, that means there is going to be change in your life. Segment 6, birth. The rebirth. Love the rebirth. This is how to actually change. Number 1, meditation. Rewiring the default mode network. If you go ahead and research on Joe Dispenza and how people can change their body, their health, their life, and how rich they can be now, or they found love through meditation, you should go to joedispenza.com. And I literally like buy his Generate Abundance, and I do it every night. Like, I'm literally trying to, I swear to God. But like, it helps me to open my heart centers, so then I am open to experience more in life and new patternings and like your unpredictable self, so then you can like choose your future. And when you focus on your future, you're no longer connect to the story of the past, because you want to you crave that future feelings more than you crave the past. And every day you have this emotional rehearsal, right? You visualize your world and you feel future emotions, and you obviously, outside of the meditation, you have to be very conscious of what you're thinking, because like you can't be your future self if you were to open your eyes after the meditation and you're like, oh, I still think about it this way. I still, consciously choosing the unconscious. You still have to be conscious towards the unconscious thing that you choose to create instead of what you have created in the past. Brain scans shows that imagined experience activates similar neural circuits as real ones. There's so many research saying that like put like 5 people for 7 days for an hour, imagine that they were like curling I don't know why I did that. Curling weights, and then scientifically proven that 13.5% of their muscle growth after a week of just imagining as if they're actually doing it, but they're just visualizing it. It's just so bizarre. Like, I watched Joe Dispenza interviews and all that stuff with Jay Shetty or with Lewis House. Super cool. Like, what? That's so cool. Number 3, identity statements, but regulated. This is not delusion, it is embodied repetition to relax your nervous system so then you can create your new future. Number 4, interrupting emotional addiction. So when you're triggered, just pause, breathe, do not react. I'm gonna react in a different way now because I'm conscious of the unconscious thing that I was super unconscious about. So the new you isn't built in motivation. It is built in micro choices of your thoughts. Because what you put focus on, you put energy on, the more you put energy on, the more you put your reality towards it. That's your reality. So if you can just assess that and like, okay, I'm going to put the attention towards here. How do I fix a problem instead of reacting towards it? Then that's how you are going to absolutely change your life. Before I end this episode, if you are a woman who's done playing small and get ready to rewire your identity, subscribe right here and click the notification bell, because this channel is your 6 months transformational channel. And next week, we're gonna talk about how to stop living from your past. This is gonna be great story, great things for you to write about and listen to and assess with your own reality. And I cannot wait to see you on my next episode. Bye.
Thank you so much for tuning in to the All In Manifestation Podcast. If you loved today's episode, I'd be thrilled to share a future self-guided meditation with you. To get it, just leave an honest review on Apple Podcasts. Share your biggest takeaways and let us know how we're doing. Before you hit submit, take a quick screenshot and then email it to olinquininquiries@gmail.com. That is olinquininquiries@gmail.com. Once I see it, I'll send over your free meditation as a thank you. Until next week, stay aligned, stay within your authentic self, and I'll see you then. Bye.